We are live, Amber.
Yay!
We're late because
Yeah.
we're hanging out.
Yes, it's a problem, but a good problem.
Yes. We're just like, maybe we could just chill. Maybe we just won't hit live and we'll just hang out.
Yes, I was telling Murphy, I forgot we were doing a live, and then as we started talking, I was like, "Oh yeah, we have the we're here to talk about a movie." But I
We're
am
just here to hang out and
excited
talk
because
about life.
yes, this was a good movie, a good experience. So I'm looking forward to talking about it.
Do you remember, Amber, that this is the same movie that we watched? Or not the same movie, the same director and filmmaker that did
Yes,
Your Name?
and I
Okay.
think didn't they have like a cameo of one of the characters from Your
Yeah,
Name?
two.
I
I think yeah, I know. I know. Who was it? It was, what was his name? I don't even remember his name now. But when he showed up, I was like, ah, it's him. He's
I
from
think
the thing.
I think the girl with the ribbon showed up too.
Yes,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
did.
That was yes. I was like, this is so cool. I love this little universe.
Yes, yes. I wonder if he's going to keep doing uh crossovers that we'll just increasingly notice.
Yeah, yeah. And then maybe like a movie with everybody.
That would be wild. Oh, you just want Marvel, don't you?
Yeah, well, I oh sorry. My thing was
Taki
going
and
crazy.
Mitsuha. I was thinking Taki,
Thank
but I
you
didn't
so
know.
much, Frosty.
Don't thank Frosty. If anyone else says it, you can thank them, but we don't thank Frosty in this house.
Hi, Stacy. I think I know that, Stacy. But yeah, so what would you rate this movie?
Ooh. I was going to ask you your initial thoughts, but I guess
Okay,
we're going to
we can do
dive
that
right
first
into ranking our rating.
because I have some thoughts about it.
Maybe like a 7. Like I really enjoyed it, but like Your Name was probably a 9 out of 10, and it didn't reach that high for me.
Okay. Yeah, we're about the
What
same.
about
I was
you?
gonna do 6.5 to 7. Yep.
6.5 is fair too. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
reasonable. I think there's definitely some plot beats that I missed
Okay.
because there were times where I kind of in and out with my
Mhm.
focus.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, but it was gorgeous. Like it was beautiful and
Stunning.
lovely. So yeah, I
I
still
could
really enjoyed it.
no, I could have this on silent and just watch the imagery and be
Oh,
super happy
yes.
with it.
Agreed. I think we've only seen 2 movies now
Hey,
for this
Stacey.
director.
Hi, Ray. They're the best. They're
And
really sweet.
both of them have been visually stunning, musically gorgeous.
Oh,
Just the experience of watching these movies is enough that I don't feel like the plot has to be the most incredible thing in the world for me
yeah.
to enjoy it.
Yep. Yep. I
No, we
completely
haven't
agree.
watched Suzumi yet. We've only watched Your Name and Weathering with You. So, I mean, what I have plot points written out. I wrote out notes right before we went live, so I'll go over specific scenes and stuff. But overall thoughts, what did you
Um,
like about it,
the thing
other
is
than it's
this
pretty?
yeah, I did like that. I the whole concept I really enjoyed. I love anything where you get to control weather because I think the weather is fascinating in itself. So I would love that ability. So I was instantly intrigued by that aspect of it. And I liked the role that what's our main character's name? The girl, Hina? Is that
Yeah,
it?
Hina.
Yeah.
Mhm.
um that Hina had and being able to control that and also the decision of, to save mankind or continue to live her life and the love story and all of that was good. My only issue is that I felt like it could have been like a 10, but the development of certain aspects of it, whether it was the relationships, um or some of some of the ways we led into the plot, I felt like it needed to be developed a little bit more, but the whole
Mm.
concept of it, I really enjoyed.
I think that's a fair complaint. I think and I do have thoughts on theming and oh my document just reset itself for some reason. I do have thoughts on theming and what I kind of took away from the movie, which we can talk about
Okay.
after we get through some of the plot points. But as I was trying to write up notes on plot points and then on the overall themes, there are certain things that I was like, okay, I think this was a theme. And then I thought about it more and I was like, no, because that doesn't match with that. And I found myself a little bit confused on some of what the movie seemed to be getting across. And I don't know
Mhm.
if it's because these movies are more focused on the beauty of the story. And
Ah,
so all the plot points aren't as cohesive as I typically look for in my stories, or if I'm just stupid and I didn't get it. But I mean, I still do think that there was good theming in there.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Suzume is your favorite? Cool. That's going to be my next one. So the movie starts off specifically with Hodaka, who
Mhm.
is on the run, escaping to Tokyo, looking for to forge his own path. And because of a strike of the weather, he nearly loses his life, gets
Yes.
saved by, and I don't know, I can't remember. I watched this like a week ago, so I can't remember. Is it Kitsuki?
Oh, the guy, I call him I use this, Suga name. His I know it's the first name and it's Suga. I call him Suga.
Suga? All right, I'll
Yeah.
just update my notes and Suga. Gets caught up in a storm. Suga saves him, and then he's just kind of roughing it. I mean, really, for both Hodaka and for Hina, yeah, Hina, they're both in a position where they don't have family to support them. They don't have the warm, cozy home life. They're just trying to survive whatever it takes. And a lot of that whatever it takes isn't pretty and isn't comfortable and doesn't it's not what they would want, but they need to take care of themselves. And for Hina also needs to take care of her brother and along with that, and I love this about the 2 movies that we've watched so far, I love that the weather and natural, like, the world is kind of tied to our real life problems as well. So we have our 2 main characters who have this really difficult life, and then they have the oppressive rain that kind of reflects the hardships that
Oh,
they go through as well, you know what I
yes.
mean?
Yes, yes.
I love that
No.
when weather ties into emotionalism in a story. That's my thing that I'm like, "Oh." Because
No, I
even
love that correlation.
as they're bringing, as she's acting as the sunshine girl and they're bringing sun and life back into the world, it's also bringing joy back. It's like the oppressive rain is being pushed back, which is bringing them that sad like they're able to go outside, they're able to have weddings, they're able to play in the park with their child,
Mhm.
life is being restored because that oppressive rain is being temporarily removed, but then tampering with the weather and forcing natural hardships to magically disappear ends up bringing on even stronger hardships and even a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Which I thought like, I really like all that. I like tying weather to
Mhm.
just life is hard, you know?
Well, no, that was beautifully stated, and I didn't think of it that way, but now that you're mentioning it, I mean, I did think of it, but the way you explained it really opened my eyes to some things, specifically when you're mentioning the weather tying to what the characters are going through, even specifically rain and the sadness that the characters are going through from death to feeling hopeless, like stuck, um, to the responsibility that they have to try to make it, that heaviness. So when you're saying that, it makes me think it's very specific of the creators of this to specifically use rain because there's so many natural disasters or issues they could have
Yeah.
used for this, but them using rain really has me thinking about the purpose of that. So I love that you explained it that way. Um, and also going to what you said about or just describing the beginning and wanting to leave, like our main character wanting to leave and go to Tokyo and start his life over. it was so weird because I had this sympathy for him. Like I know he's young, he's 16. But what were your thoughts on the idea of a minor trying to live on their own when they
Mm,
feel like I know they're kids. I know that, but what if it made me think like he can make a better life for himself out there. And I think that's
mm,
why like I don't know the laws and um for that specific.
Tokyo.
Yes, yes, but I do know in Texas, you can try to petition to become not Texas, the United States, you can try to petition to, live on your own at a certain age, but what are your thoughts
Yeah.
on the idea of a young person like that? Were you rooting for him to be able to
Yes.
possibly stay on his own? Okay, cool, cool, I didn't think you would
Yes.
say that. Okay.
Oh, really? Tell me why.
No, I don't know. I guess because you're very, like, protective of
Mm,
children, which, I mean,
yes, I am.
as we should, but I'm saying I know your heart when it comes to
Mm,
stuff like that. Um, and him being, having to trust people he doesn't know, get jobs that may be questionable, all of that. I wasn't sure how you would feel about it. But I'm
mhm.
glad to know we're on the same page because I was rooting for him to be able to be on his own.
Yeah, no, you're right, and I think that my protectiveness of children is exactly why I was rooting for him because he there was a reason he was trying to run away from home, right? Like, there was a
Yeah.
reason the place where he was in with his parents wasn't the best place for him, and so when the police showed up and they were like, "Hey, we're taking you back. You can't live on your own. We can't have a minor living alone." I was like, "There's a reason he left, though. There's a
Yes.
reason that wasn't a safe place for him."
Yes,
So
exactly.
let's ask some questions. Let's like
Yeah.
let's not just return him back. Let's investigate this a little bit.
Yes, yes, yeah,
And it was
they
the
were
same with Hina. The like her and her brother were orphaned, and she was doing everything in her ability to protect him. And and I want people to protect her. Like, I want her to find someone who will care for her so that she's not put in a position where she has to take jobs that she otherwise wouldn't wanna take in order to
yeah.
protect her brother. So, like,
Mhm.
there's some defensiveness there as well, but at the same time, when the police showed up and they were just like, "We're separating you. We're taking you in because minors can't be living alone and taking care of other minors." I'm like, it's just the broken systems of the world really is
Yes,
what it comes
yes,
down to is I
yep,
want children to be protected, and when they're not, I want them to be moved to protection, not
yes,
just removed.
yes. Well, I think that's what's so hard, they were so by the book, "This is the rule, we follow the rule." I hate and that's what I have in general, my issues with the law, like, the nuanced aspect of it, like, it's not black or white. We can't just be like, his parents filed a report, he goes back. We don't even know if the parents are it didn't say, I don't think they were, but abusive or if it's just like they have the right to their child, send him back. And it
Yeah.
infuriated me. But yeah, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that. And that's very
No,
interesting to
yeah,
me.
it's a good question. It's a good question. I think we're definitely on the same page. I mean, we obviously don't know, but, uh oh, sorry, I was reading a comment. We obviously don't know, but the assumption is that there was a reason that he
Yeah,
was trying to forge his own path, and he was developing relationships with people, and it is fiction, so you can just assume that things are going to go well. Things could
true.
certainly go poorly,
Hmm.
but because of the nature of what we're watching, I was like, he's getting a found family. He's going to be safe. This is great. He's got a job. He's doing this.
Yes.
He's doing
Yes.
these investigations. He's found a girl. He's in love. Like all the things.
Yep. Yep.
Um, and then, so the what did you think about the job that he got doing doing the investigations of the paranormal? Oh, what are these strange happenings?
Honestly, for a teenager, I could see it actually being really fun. How beneficial that is to him. Probably not the job I would put him in, but I do think it made him have to use certain skills and put himself out there.
I don't remember her name, but the one that was working with them temporarily, how they would like go investigate these strange happenings. And it was this montage of them investigating different people. And Hodaka was so sincere, just taking notes, trying to understand, trying to do the job. And she was like, uh-huh. Like, she was so into it. She was so believing. This is not
Yes,
just a
yes.
job to her.
Yes. No, the funniest part was when she was like, they were saying, like, describing what they should be looking for. She's like, "That's me. That is totally me." Whenever that she was getting the
I
information, she was
forgot
taking
about
that.
that line.
Yes, and I was like, "Oh my gosh," that would be me sitting there. It's me now saying it's me, but I
That
would be like,
is
"Yeah,
you. You're
that's me."
right. Yeah, this girl, she just, like, got caught up in a storm, and now her brain functions differently, and you're like, "Oh, it's me. That's
That's
my
me.
brain."
That's me. Yeah, that whole thing was so much fun. That aspect of the story. I enjoyed it. And I was just glad, honestly, that he had a job. I was stressing out for him. So, and I was like, whatever it, I mean, as long as
Yes,
if it was safe, I was like, I was happy
yes,
that he had something.
yes. The beginning montage where he was, like, in the streets and people
Oh,
were treating him terribly, and he was getting pushed around and sharing food with the cat, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh."
that cat was so cute, by the way.
What's that?
But that cat was so cute, by the way,
I
when it was a little,
know.
but yeah, that was
Yes.
hard to watch. It's
It
strange if
was.
there's.
I was like, "Why am I so attached to this character so fast, and why is this movie being so mean to him?"
Well, yeah, to say they were so quick to being like, you have to be an adult or you're a runaway. They weren't that nice. It wasn't like, to me, to me they made it seem like he was more of an inconvenience than really
Yeah.
caring about the situation he was in. So yeah, that was hard to see.
Yes. And, I love Hina giving him food at the McDonald's and kinda caring for him, and then he cares for her. Yeah, it
Yes.
was so sweet. Just from the beginning, their connection was mutual kindness, and even though they were
Yeah.
both hard on their luck, both of them were really going through it, and
Hmm.
yet when they saw the other one needing a little bit of kindness, they both went way out of their way to provide that kindness, and that was
Yes.
that's what made this movie happen, is that connection of mutual kindness, and I love that, seeing I don't know, there's something very inspiring to me of my life is hard, things are not going well, but that person's life is hard too, so what can I do?
Yes. When he said that that burger was the best meal that he's ever had, that I don't know why, like, I have the most random things that make me emotional, but that really hit me, hard because he wasn't even just saying in Tokyo, from what I recall, he was saying in life. And I was like, you really understand why he's fighting, and for him to have kind of find his person who understands him. And like you said, not only understands, but helps and shows him a new way of having friends and living and being accepted. With both of them, it was really nice.
I agree. Their connection, and they were just so sweet, and
So
wanting to
sweet.
use her sunshine girl gift to help people, as
Yeah.
well as, to
Make
provide
some
for
money.
themselves. Yeah, right?
Yes. He was like, look, we need some money. You have the talent. Let's go. But they
And in
did
my
when.
mind too. Soy.
Yes. No, yeah. No, they had this appreciation for their clients though, and seeing their reactions to
Exactly.
finally having some sunshine after all that rain. And it wasn't long, but it made everybody appreciate these little moments that we have together in a minute of peace. And
Yeah.
oh, it was so good. And the imagery in
Yeah, and
those
it
moments, so good.
and when she was caught on the news and it became common knowledge what she could do, and they started getting a ton of requests, they could have jacked up the price and just been like, "We are for the
Mm,
rich, baby."
that's a
But they
great point.
didn't. They
Yeah.
still wanted, because the gift of sunshine was what was important to them. The
Mm,
giving people that chance at having a little bit more life, was what they cared about, even if it meant that they had to work really, really hard. And they took a break when they
yeah.
needed to take a break, and they were just such genuinely kind characters.
I what was it? Do you recall what the time frame actually was of them meeting, and then to whenever she found out that she would have to sacrifice herself? I couldn't
I
tell
do
what that
not,
was.
but it's an
Okay,
anime,
okay.
so probably like a week.
Okay. Yeah, cuz I was going to say, in that, as much as I loved it,
We can't do that. No, I think it was probably a few months. But yes,
Okay.
it's one of those things where you just don't think too hard about the
Okay,
timeline.
okay, no, you're right, because I did. I was like, "Okay." But that aside, yes, the development of all of that was really good.
It
I love how
was,
you already
yeah.
know what I'm thinking. It's fun.
'Cause I thought so too. There were a few things in the movie that I was like, "Okay, sure, we'll just roll with it." The whole sequence in the dilapidated building, and there
Yeah.
was, like, that big confrontation, and then the kid came at just the right time in the dress, and then he was running up the structure, and,
No,
like, there were
the
so
fact that
many
the kid
things. The kid.
no, when the kid knocked down the officer, I was like, "Okay." Like,
Yeah, exactly. Or when the guy, Suga, when he was like, "You know what? I'm motivated. Imma go tackle these." Like, he was it just there's so many things about that scene that I was just like, "Okay. Sure."
yeah, that was and I can, suspend what is it? Dis Suspend disbelief? Whatever.
Yeah.
I can do that. But it was those moments where I was just like, okay. But that kind of adds some character to it, like, okay, we can understand that this is a little extra, but it's cute.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. But then when he does get to the top and he goes through the shrine and he meets her in the clouds, I thought that was
Ugh,
so beautiful. The whole sequence, it was visually stunning, but then also their connection and her wanting to sacrifice herself for the better weather and for him and for everyone and him. What was the line? I'd rather have you than to ever see the sun again.
yes, I when he was running, the music behind it, his passion when he was running to cross that barrier or whatever to get to her, the whole time I just had tears falling. So I was like, it's a little
Yeah.
ridiculous a little bit because they just met. But he was like willing to sacrifice everything for her. And then not and I think what's always interesting about those moments is you have no idea of the unknown. Like, he had no idea what was gonna
Mm,
happen to him. He had no idea of if he would even see her, but it was the risk of it all. She was worth that risk. And going to that line that you said, he just and sometimes I guess you don't have to know somebody for a long time to know that that's your person.
sure.
So it's like he knew. And when he told her to hold on, and they were holding on in the midst of all this the clouds and the craziness, it was beautiful. It was
It
really beautiful.
was. It was so beautiful. The line Frosty has it. "So what if we never see sunshine again? I want you more than any blue sky."
Frosty, thank you. That line is perfect.
It really is. And then so here's my question for you, and this is one of the things where I was like, "Okay, so what's the messaging here? What are we meant to take away from this?" And I'm
Okay.
probably just analyzing too much. But and or maybe it's my own fault for, maybe I need to watch it again to fully understand. But so okay, so we have this pattern of sunshine girls, and there's a consequence to having a sunshine girl.
Right.
And I assume that consequence is she eventually has to be sacrificed to put things right again because she's disrupting the natural order of things. She's disrupting the way things are meant to be, and so her life is is the cost at
Yeah.
that.
Hmm.
Um so his I don't know if it was like his love for her is he has to make the choice between what's right for them versus what's right for, like, all of Tokyo,
Uh-huh.
or you know what I mean? Like, how do you feel about the way that all resolved with her coming back and the rain continuing and Tokyo continuing to be assaulted by the weather, drowned by the weather?
No, yeah, that was hard. See, if it was the love of my life, I would say, "Look, I love you, but you need to do something about this." It was hard to
That is such an Amber answer. I love you, but I'm not gonna live like this.
because it's like the and oh my gosh, I can every time we're on live, I can never think of any phrases, but it's like the you have that one person for all. Like
Yeah. Your soulmate.
is yes, is this world. But then at the same time, it's strange because, which I was going to say something like that. It's strange because you don't know all these people. You don't owe all these people anything. They don't. When I think about the way he was treated by this world, it wasn't every single person, of course. But then I think, though, of like Suga's child and like if that were to affect her, if it like there's a lot of factors that go into that. Um, But when I think of like my family, I would 100% sacrifice everybody else's weather for my family. Um, but it's hard seeing that. Like that's disturbing. I don't know. I'd feel very guilty, but depending on the people I'm doing it for, I would sacrifice it.
Yeah, I think it's difficult. I mean, it's easy to sit in a room and say, "Oh, I'd sacrifice myself for the world," or "I'd sacrifice the person I love for the world." But it's truly not an easy decision to make
Mhm.
to especially when it's someone else and someone you love, where it's like, "Yes,
Yep.
you give up your life for this." Um,
Yep.
and it's also a matter of sorry, I'm gonna read this. I think the conclusion is a mirror to your name. Try everything to save everyone versus risk everything to save one person. I give bad what
Well, yeah,
bookshelf.
if we're talking bookshelves, and yeah, everybody's getting bad weather.
Oh, no, now I lost my train of thought. Um, Shucks, I don't remember now what I was saying. But anyway, it's an interesting thought experiment. It's not easy to say, yes, you surrender your life for this. And it's also kind of the natural order of things. Obviously, it's natural disasters are a tragedy and we don't want them, but also they disrupted the the weather. They disrupted
Yeah.
what the world was doing for their own comfort and maybe accepting the world and just making the most of what you have is kind of the takeaway of this where it's like life hardships come. Like life isn't easy. Life isn't always it doesn't always give you what you want, but you do have what you have in front of you. You do have your people, you do have your life, you do have
Yeah.
this, so hold it. Hold it tight.
Very good point. And then that makes me think though, what do you think about that in relation to when we talked to that old man, as well as yeah, that old man who basically who was saying that it's not about whether somebody else is messing up the weather. The weather has always changed. Like it's always been. Where is the data that shows that like I forgot how he explained it, but he said it really well. He's like, the weather is gonna change regardless. Like it's gonna get out of control, in control, be sunny, be not sunny. Because I felt like they put him in there. Do you know which part I'm talking about?
No.
They went to go see this old man. I think it was what's her name's little brother and the our main character boy. And they went to this.
Okay. So Hodaka and little brother, I'm looking Nagi.
Yes, or it was Suga. I can't. It was they went to go see this old man, and he basically was telling them that. Let me see the moment when he explained that Tokyo used to be a bay. Yes, I think that's what it is. Is that where the old man with that he? I don't know, but he was. Yes, I think that's what it is. Thank you. Humanity always adapts. Yes, yes, that's the part. Thank you. Humanity always adapts. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Both of you. Yeah. So basically it was saying that he just we're gonna adapt. The weather's gonna change regardless. So
Yes.
how big of a deal is the actions that they took in the grand scheme of things?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So a takeaway being people can adapt even when hardships come. People are capable of adapting. So, um, like fighting fate
Mhm. Mm.
isn't
Yeah.
isn't what we're meant to do, but rather to learn to adapt as the world changes around us.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Because I
I
feel
like that
like
takeaway.
yeah, well, I feel like they did that intentionally because I think that kinda gives some solace to them allow like, the sacrifice that they made to allow this weather to come because perhaps it would be inevitable anyways. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I feel like even if she fixed it, we also learned that Tokyo has gone through this before where it was
Mhm.
submerged. So it's kind of like I think that was supposed to give us some peace because he went to that old lady at the end again, and she was basically explaining to him, "Well, this has happened before." Um, so it's kind of like this is just the circle of life in a sense,
Mhm.
and that's where I'm kind of like, well, then maybe we can have keep her alive and also just let life. I don't know.
No, I agree with you, and I really like this comment as well. "We'll be alright," is what I always come back to, and that's what I got, and I think that's true,
Mm, yeah.
especially because, you know, Tokyo really does have terrible rain.
Mhm.
It's, like, oppressively rainy there, and at least I think someone correct me if I'm wrong about that, but it's the weather probably in Tokyo to a lot of people a lot of times probably does feel oppressive and like it's drowning the city and you know true natural disasters and that and just recognizing the resilience of people and we'll be all right and what you said people will adapt we are adaptable which I really like because it kind of just shows the reality that people
Yeah.
are living through, but
Yeah.
also giving a ray of light in the rain. Like, the rain doesn't magically go away. We can't snap our
Oh, that's
fingers, make it
yeah.
disappear, and if we
Yep.
do, we'll disrupt the universe, and then there will be a rain dragon in the sky. But but we will be okay.
Yeah.
I love
Yes.
it.
Yeah. I think there was a lot to rain, go away. That's funny. I think there was a lot to take away from this movie, and that's why I appreciate it. It made me consider things and think of things in a way that I haven't previously, um,
Mhm.
especially in regards to the weather. Like, it was a very interesting concept that we got throughout the story.
Yeah, it was, and I've heard that weather is a theme in a lot of movies by this director. So I think we'll probably be seeing more like this if we continue to watch. I mean, I'm gonna watch Suzumi.
Oh, me too.
I'm
I
gonna
heard
keep
that's a
that.
lot of people's favorite movie.
Really?
Mhm.
Well, we need to
Yeah.
do that one then.
Yes, for sure. I'm excited, and I think that's we're kind of going in order, which is good, at least for these type of movies that look kinda the same. Because I think it
Are we
was
going
Your
in order?
Name.
That's awesome.
Well, there's older ones, but I feel like the ones that kinda look similar, Your Name, Weathering with You, and then the what is it, Suzumi? I feel like we've gone in order for those.
Okay, good. Well, then let's do Suzumi. It's
Yes.
Suzumi, however you would pronounce it. Let's do that
Yes.
next.
Yes, yes, I've heard good things about it.
Good. I had to rewatch the movie to fully grasp what it was trying to tell me. I feel like that's what I need as well, because the first time you're just trying to like keep all the plot threads together. And I watched Your Name.
True.
I watched Your Name 1.5 times,
Mhm.
but I feel like that helped me a lot. And the same with this one. I mean, I do think that I took away a lot from it, but I also feel like there's a lot more to take away being able to watch it again and take it all in. A lot of mixed opinions
Right.
about Suzumi.
Oh, really? Okay, noted. I've heard really good things about it, but that's interesting. I'll keep that in mind when I'm watching it. Would y'all say it's
Oh,
better than
Suzume. I'm sorry. Go
Suzume?
ahead.
And I was gonna say, as far as the chat is concerned, what do y'all like better, Suzume or Your Name? I know Weathering with You is kind of
Ooh.
the bottom one for a lot of people, but I know it's kind of
Oh, is it?
between.
Why do you know so
Um,
much about Common Opinion, Amber?
I I have this
You
thing where, like,
you
once
keep
I
spitting
start
out these things, and I'm like, "Where is this coming from?"
I don't know, once I start going into something, I just start looking up everything.
Oh, so do you spoil yourself?
No, unless it's MTV's The Challenge. I always spoil myself on that show.
It's fine.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Holy
Uh
Cooper. Okay. Sorry, I'm creating a poll. I'm asking the people for their opinions. Your name or weathering with you. All right, chat. So is it your name or is it weathering with you? Which one do you think, Amber?
out of the I personally like the concept of Weathering with You, but I think Your Name was a stronger story overall.
I think it was your name in both categories for me.
Okay.
I do like
Uh,
the idea of controlling the weather and sunshine girl and all the things. I like it a lot. So I'm not down on it, but your name just really affected me, man.
the thing about Your Name that I just always hear, tell me your name when they're yelling at each other. And for some reason, I love that part about it. Um,
Oh, it's that final scene for me. I can hear it in my mind.
I had to watch Your Name twice though, for sure. I think I told you that on the stream because there were so many little things that I missed. But then by the second time, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
10 out of 10 for your name, 7 out of 10 for weathering with you, and 9 out of 10 for Suzume. I love rain, so weathering with you should have been a shoe-in for me, but your name just works better overall. It just hit me emotionally different.
Your Name? Yeah, it was.
Yes.
I saw a comment though. Uh, yes, I yes, I agree.
Look at what Naruto has to say.
Hi Naruto. Your Name is a weird movie. I cried yet. I don't know why. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wait. Speaking of crying, I had to ask you something about Weathering with You. Um,
Ooh, Suzume is a 5 or a 6.
is
Sorry,
my
ask
research
me.
wrong?
Now you're gonna go down another research rabbit hole, and you're gonna spoil yourself on Suzume.
I know. Um, what did you think about the part where the Suga was crying in Weathering with You?
I don't remember it.
Does anybody know what I'm talking about? I feel like it was supposed to be really impactful, kind of like the moment we had in Full Metal Alchemist. Well, maybe not that deep, but um it was when the police were going to his house to try
Yeah.
to find, yes. And then the officer looked at him and he's like, "Are you okay?" And you can't really see his face. And he's like, "Yeah, why?" And he's like, "Because you're crying."
Oh, yeah. Wow, that scene really didn't hit me. It didn't stick with me at all.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. That goes to why I'm even bringing it up. I feel like we need it, and this goes to the whole thing about why this movie isn't ranked as high.
Sorry, I'm just enjoying seeing people's ratings. You can keep going.
No, you're good. You're good. I I felt like that was supposed to be a lot more impactful than it was. It did kind of hit me, but I feel like we didn't have enough with him. We got a lot, but we needed more development with him to
Oh, that's fair. I was pretty attached to him after the daughter stuff because he's giving up smoking for her,
Uh-huh.
and he wants the sunshine so that they can just play in the park one time, which by the way, I have severe asthma. I've been hospitalized more than once because of my asthma, and I would like you to know that I can go outside even if it rains. It doesn't kill me on instant. Also, if my asthma is super, super bad because of the weather, and then I go outside because it stopped raining for 2 seconds,
Yeah.
it doesn't change anything. The
Yeah.
weather is it still stirred up all the pollen. It still messed everything up,
Yep.
but it's
Yep.
fine.
Yes. He he was one of those characters that I really like the kind of like grungy but really nice, but I felt like they didn't do his
Yeah.
character the justice that I wanted. Like I think like even when he slapped do you remember that part?
Everybody was slapping Hodaka. It was very rude. Why was everybody slapping him all the time?
Yes. When he slapped him, I think it was supposed to be they were trying to make moments happen with him. And I felt like
I
they
think
just
you're right. They were. They
they
really wanted, and I think that Alvis put it well. The father mentor bias, like that's something that if you have a good father figure or a good mentor figure, it's like a staple in the genre, in
yeah.
anything. It's
Mhm.
a staple in anything. And so I think you hit it right on the head. They were trying to force that dynamic and it just wasn't
Uh-huh.
fully there.
No, you just phrased it. You just had the word that I could not think. Forced is the word. Yes, I felt like it was very forced.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a Luffy and Shanks. It was like, here,
Always back to Shanks.
Shanks or Kakashi.
Did you say Kakashi? We need to talk about some things.
No, 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 no,
Not right now. Not here right now. Not here right
no,
now.
no, no. What I'm saying
Not
is,
here right
I'm
now.
pretty sure, no. What I mean is, I'm pretty sure you're ahead of me, and I think what I don't want to know is true, and I think you told me, and I'm
What are you
gonna
talking
pass
about? I just want
out.
to talk about him because
If my fear is, well, I'll talk about it something else. Sorry, y'all, I
girl, I
lost
just
it.
want to talk about Kakashi because I have a lot of feelings about him.
Okay, good. Okay, he's where
Your
are you
reaction
at?
was so intense.
Where are you at?
I don't know.
Okay, because I have this like really really big fear about Kakashi, and I thought you were gonna
All right.
tell me that my fear was real.
Well, I mean, I wasn't gonna throw any spoilers out there regardless, but I don't think whatever you were screaming about is what I was gonna say.
Sorry, y'all. He's my favorite character of all time. All time.
Well, I do love Kakashi. He's an incredible character.
Kakashi. Um, yeah. Okay. Sorry. Done with my meltdown.
We will continue talking off stream though. Love the
Yes.
Kakashi love. The Kakashi hysteria.
Oh my gosh, y'all! I'm not looking at the chat. Oh,
I mean, they're meaning.
The Kakashi versus Irwin is.
They're
I do love Irwin. Um, I do love Irwin a lot, but for reasons I can't say because Murphy hasn't watched it, I'm gonna say Kakashi. But that's a very good one. Nobody's asked me that before.
Kakashi over Jiraiya. Jiraiya? How do you say his name?
I think you said it right.
I agree. Kakashi over Jiraiya.
Yeah.
Now we're just talking about Naruto.
Kakashi.
Anyway, is there anything else you wanted to talk about for this movie?
Who was your favorite character?
See, that's another thing. I was so much more attached to the characters in Your Name.
I can
Probably Hina.
Really? Okay.
I think so. Her desire to give people the sunshine, and then when she realized what her sacrifice, that she was gonna have to sacrifice herself, she just wanted that. She wanted to give people what would make them happy. And I think that was really sweet. What about you?
Uh, Probably Hodaku.
Who's that?
I Hodaka, what's his name? The main guy?
Oh, Hodaka.
Hodaka. Hodaka. Yes,
Tell me
he's
why.
my um, I think I was really, really attached to how passionate he was to follow his desire to live the life that he wanted. And he would always, always, always do take the steps that he needed to do that, whether that was flying off to Tokyo, whether it was saving the love of his life. I love a really passionate character, and he was so true to what he wanted for his life and fought for it all the way. And so, and at 16, which is crazy. So I just really admired him as a character.
That's true. He really always he struggled, but he always picked himself back up.
Yeah, yeah. That's a great way to
Yeah, that's a
describe
good way to
him.
put it.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I think it was he was a really resilient character. He
Mhm,
really just wouldn't get pushed down, which kind of brings us back to some of the theming that we talked about before,
mhm.
where it's like people will adapt even when the hard times come, even when the world is changing and it's hard, people like will be okay.
Yes,
And
yes.
he's a good
Very
he's
well
an
stated.
embodiment of that, isn't he?
Yeah. Yep. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. So I was really drawn to him. I also like that little brother and the fact that he he was a little player at his age. He was cute.
He was cute. He was breaking hearts. He was
Those
on a
girls,
date with a girl and she got off the bus and the next girl got on the
those
bus.
girls knew what they were doing.
Amber Elise.
They knew what he let them know. He even said it when he was explaining to the main guy. And he's like, look, you gotta lay it out as it is and let them know, how you are. And he also was so sweet with his sister though, and when he was just willing to go along with everything they were doing. I thought all the kids were so cute, and Suga's daughter was adorable.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree. Suga's daughter was adorable. You'll probably love the movie A Silent Voice. Do you know that I finished A Silent Voice before One Piece?
oh, I need to look that up. A Silent
That's an
Voice.
oldie for me. That was actually my first finished manga series.
Really?
Jonathan! I can't stay here. I haven't watched the movie, but Amber, it's great to see you again. Also, hi, Murphy. Did Jonathan just pick a favorite?
He picked a favorite when he gave you a gift and not me.
You don't have a P.O. box open. You would have gotten the gift first if you had one open, apparently.
He's just saying that. I'm kidding, Jonathan. I love you. But you did give Murphy a gift first. I love our little Jonathan.
Me too.
I love our little Jonathan debacle.
He's going to be the thing that drives a wedge between us.
Jonathan, you need to choose. Take a week and decide.
Did you watch that season of The Bachelorette where they had two bachelorettes? And all the guys were dating them both, and they were like, "You guys have to choose.
I would be horrible on those shows. I would be, it's me." Like, Amber, that is not how the show works. I don't care. I'm not doing.
No,
this.
you would be the perfect bachelorette because you would take none of the nonsense, but you would be a terrible contestant for The Bachelor because you'd be like, I am not competing. Are you kidding? Do you want me or not?
Yes, you did. What?
Actually, you know what? I don't really want you. So never mind. I'm leaving.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
That
sorry.
cracked me up.
That was a great season of The Bachelorette. Hey!
Oh, we have a bachelorette. Murphy and I, remember we had our little bachelor versus Bachelorette? Which one were we watching? We have our little
We
discussions about
watched
it.
we watched Love Is Blind together.
Oh, yeah. Wait,
Was
did you
that
see
what we
this
watched?
season? I feel
No,
like
I
we
didn't.
started with The Bachelor, though. The
No,
Bachelorette.
we've talked. Yeah, we talked about Charity season a lot, but we didn't watch it
Yes.
together. There was
Yes.
no. We
Yes.
watched The Ultimatum together.
Did we do The Ultimatum? I'm pretty sure it was that
Yes.
Bachelorette season. That's when we were like
No, I'm
going
sure of it.
crazy when
We
she.
watched The Ultimatum together. We've talked about The Bachelorette together.
Okay.
But The
maybe
Ultimatum
you're-
was the one that
Oh,
we were
you know
like,
what? You're
episode
right.
by
You're right.
episode.
I think you're right. I think you're right. I think you're right. Did you watch this season of Love Is Blind?
I watched a recap on it, but I didn't actually watch it.
We'll have to talk about that because I have so many thoughts on that. But
Okay, we'll do that. We'll do
Um,
that. We'll do that. I know this did take a turn. This is the problem. See, okay, so before the stream even started, we were just chatting about live, and we were like, "Oh shoot, we have to go live. We're not just hanging out." And we even said we're like, at some point in the stream, we're gonna forget we're live, and we're just gonna start talking.
well, we always say that we alone probably not like it's not in a bad way, but we probably never really talk about anime or manga. Like we're probably talking
No.
about everything but that.
Yeah, it's true. We've got too many other things to talk about. We're not gonna.
That's true. That's true.
Someone in the chat told you to sell me on Attack on Titan. Go.
Okay, so it's the best show ever, and you must watch it. And
I'm
it
sold.
has it. Yay! I'm a pro. It also it is the biggest. You're very, very analytical, and you really like. I'm usually like, I like it. Murphy like goes in on stuff and really breaks stuff down. I think you would love the twists and turns and how insane, but it's like the most organized piece of chaos ever. I think you would have a great time analyzing it, you in particular. And it'll get you. It killed me, but it's an amazing, and probably right now it's probably my favorite out of everything I've experienced, out of all those things I've completed. Attack on Titan was so good.
I feel like every time we talk, you have a different thing that you label.
I know. Okay, it's hard because I haven't finished Naruto. I've only completed Full Metal, One Piece, and One Piece isn't done yet, so it's hard to say like if I'm gonna like the ending of One Piece. I'm sure I will. Death Note, Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen. So yeah. But I think out of all of that,
is that your ranking? Did you just put them in order just now?
No, I didn't. Death Note would probably be my favorite, but I think Attack on Titan has taken the lead. But I love Light, so it's really hard. But
Light is amazing.
He's such a good character. That he cemented his place in like Amber history of favorite characters of any genre in any medium because of that potato chip and eat it part. Do you know what I'm talking about?
What?
You don't know what I'm talking about? Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
Eat it?
Yes. Okay. So when I don't want to spoil the show, but yeah, I can't spoil it. But there's this crazy.
Oh, my bad. Elle is the character I like. The one that perches.
Like
I'm perching right now, and then I've got my little hand out.
Elle's a good guy. Light.
That seems right. What potato chip are you talking about? Okay, so to be fair, Death Note was my second series that I finished after Silent Voice. So
okay,
I don't
without
remember
spoiling it, it's like there's this crazy part with Light, and he's being surveillanced, and he's like, I'm gonna, and he's basically telling them like, you know, you're not gonna catch me, whatever. He's like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And he's saying all these serious things, and he's like, I'm gonna take a potato chip and eat it.
Is that anime only? Because I didn't watch the anime. I just read the
Oh,
manga.
you have to watch the anime. And then the comments, I had to go see people's comments about that particular scene, and they're like, I'm gonna write this comment and type it. Like everybody made the funniest jokes about it.
Oh, I love that.
Um, it was really funny. Really funny.
Not your thing.
What?
That's fair. Did you like the second half of Death Note?
Not as much as the first half.
I
I
struggled with the
kind of
second
went
half.
through it really fast, and I had to go back and rewatch the second half. But it was good.
It's campy and over the top edgy. Well, that does
Yeah,
sound
definitely watch the
like
dub.
something I would love. I love goofy stuff. I mean, I
Yeah,
know the story already. I've read it, but
that's funny. I'm going back
I'm
and
about to
reading the
start
manga.
Frieren.
That is
Have you seen it?
you are going to love it.
Have you seen it?
Mhm. It's so
What?
weird because that was not something that I thought I would ever watch.
I was gonna
I
send it
watch
to
a lot
you
of
because I figured you hadn't heard of it, and you're just like, oh yeah, I'm a master. I know everything.
Oh, I love that show. I love it. It's really good. And you like it is definitely your style.
Yeah?
Yes. Yes.
Why? Because it's pretty.
Cuz it's pretty and you like based off the books I know that you like, I think you're really going to like it.
Yeah? What
Mhm.
books? Give me a comp title.
Um not that fake book you told me about, not the fake Murphy book, but
Shut
the
up with the fake Murphy, Amber.
the the maybe like just fantasy in general, I would say. Just the fantasy genre.
Okay.
I think it
I
fits
mean, it
good.
looks.
I would think
I've
no,
seen
go.
images of it, and it looks gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, yeah, and you'll definitely like that. You'll definitely it took me, like I watched the first episode and then I stopped, and I was like, "This isn't for me," but then some reason, like, I was drawn to it again, and then I ended up binging it.
The themes apparently is so Murphy's thing.
Yes. Yes, I agree.
Really? Okay.
Really.
Good. I'm excited. I need a good short series that's just like blows me out the water.
Yeah, yes, yes. I think that'll be a good one to enjoy, but also get through relatively quickly.
Good. All right. Well, I'm gonna end this stream so that we can just hang out. So, thank you
Sounds like a
all
plan.
for joining us talking about Weathering with You. When we watch Suzumi, do you wanna talk about that too?
Yes, because I heard it was the best, but apparently it's not. But
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk about it.
You hate it and I'll love it, and then we can come and fight.
Yes, I love a good fight.
Or I'll hate it, you love it. We'll discuss it
Okay,
beforehand.
we'll
We'll
just
figure it
we'll
out.
just we'll assign roles.
We'll sign roles, and then we'll come for a fight, whether we agree
Yay!
with it or not.
Yes, yes.
Thank you all for joining us. Amber Elise
Yes!
is tagged in the description, so check out her channel if you haven't already. What are you doing with your life? If you haven't, she's the best. We'll
Aw.
see you some other time.
Murphy's the
Bye.
best. Bye, y'all.